Man, do we got a show for you today, and welcome. We are on OutKick.com, first day. Let's get off of that site that stymies us. We don't want it. Like others, we're moving to our own site, OutKick.com. Hope you're here, and if you are, thank you. I guess you would be here if I'm talking to you. Jimmy Kimmel, under fire from Aaron Rodgers, but he fires back. Aaron Rodgers also tells you, he tells you the damn truth about what's going on with NFL referees. Connor Stalions shows up at the Michigan game. God bless him. Bad night for me and for others. But I got to tell you, not a bad night. When Claudine Gay resigns from Harvard, I'm all in on all of it. And it ain't white people's fault. Just stop, stupid. Be right back. What? Don't At Me starts when? Right now. Hey, good morning and welcome. You know we love a good dust-up. We don't kind of like a good dust-up. We love a good dust-up. Aaron Rodgers every Tuesday goes on the Pat McAfee Show, and every Tuesday Aaron Rodgers and the world gets our money's worth. Pat pays Aaron Rodgers, and rightfully so. Aaron Rodgers is must-listen every Tuesday, and yesterday he didn't deliver. First, he goes in on what I've been telling you. It is not a meritocracy in NFL officiating. I'm sorry, it's not. It's DEI-based, diversity, equity, and inclusion. In fact, equity-wise, I demand to be a cornerback in the NFL. Isn't the E for equity? Aren't we all supposed to get the same opportunities? I want to be a cornerback. Damn it. Why aren't I allowed to? Racist. Anyway, Aaron Rodgers knows what I have been telling you. What I've been telling you is not a secret. And what I've been telling you is this. The NFL, about 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever it was, decided we need to get younger. We need to get more females. We need to get more minorities. It used to take you 25 years to get into the NFL. You used to have experience, not now. No. 5, 6 years, and they got rid of a bunch of people, old white guys at the head. And now you see fat-ass women on the sideline, fat-ass dudes in the middle. I mean, you see it all, and the NFL is suffering from it. Now, nobody's going to admit this, but they know it. I've talked to numerous NFL referees, numerous, not just one, numerous. And they've all said the same thing. Yeah, we know what was going on. We all knew. Couple are still working, couple are out. You got women, you had to, right? And they're awful. You got more African Americans, and that's cool. I don't care. But what I do care about is you got to be good enough. And experience matters in NFL officiating. Why do you think, as they were building the league, you had to have 25 years experience before you were even considered? Now it's less than 10. And very arrogantly, the younger guys tell the older guys, well, you must not have been very good if it took you 25 years. And then they go out and screw up calls. Do white dudes screw up calls? Hell yeah, they do. Why? Because they're inexperienced, because they were rushed, because they were all pushed up. And look, Aaron Rodgers said absolutely the same thing. This is not a secret that I've been telling you. This is not, oh man, Dakich just don't like minority. No, it ain't nothing to do with it. It's just simply the truth. That's what we give you. Here's Aaron Rodgers talking about the lack of meritocracy in NFL officiating. It's simple.
There was too many times over the years where it wasn't a true meritocracy for the playoffs. Because you'd be in these games in the playoffs, and it should be, you got 4 wild card games, right, the first weekend, and then 4 divisional games, and then 2, right? So do you really need to have 10, counting at Super Bowl, 11 of the 16 or 17 crews, I guess it's 17, I think it's 17 crews, be represented? No, you don't. It should be a meritocracy. It should be the best crews, and if that's the same 4 or 5 crews, so be it. Look at the NBA; it's the same couple crews once you get into the final rounds of the playoffs, right? Because it should be. I don't know if it is, but it should be the top-rated guys. It should be the same in the NFL, and because we know who the best crews are.
And that's what I'm saying. This isn't a secret. Like, things don't just happen in a vacuum. They don't happen to where you're like, well, they're really good. No, players know. Hell, I knew in college when this fat guy named Fred Jasper was officiating the game was going to be a mess. I'm just saying. So anyway, Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the NFL are starting to talk about what we have been talking to you about on this show for months, maybe years, I can't remember. And that is DEI. the pushing out of veteran officials to make sure we're younger, more female, more diverse, has screwed the NFL officiating to the point now where players, and this is the most interesting thing, players are very comfortable talking about it. We've seen more players now talking about how god-awful officiating is than we have ever seen in our lives. We've never seen this. We've never seen players in the NFL protect the shield, they say. We've never seen players talk like this, and it's just not Aaron Rodgers. It is everyone. Rodgers also had something to say about Jimmy Kimmel. Now, this has been a back and forth between Kimmel and Rodgers. Kimmel is the absolute poster child for liberal vax. He is the poster child for if you don't do what I say, then I'm going to rip you. I'm using my bully pulpit, and I am going to rip you. Well, Aaron Rodgers was, in fact. Aaron Rodgers is a big name, and Jimmy Kimmel has, well, he's gone at Aaron Rodgers for everything from anti-vax status to the little bun in his hair. Now, Jimmy Kimmel is among the worst human beings around, in my opinion. The things that Jimmy Kimmel has done on TV and somehow gotten away with in an era of Me Too and others is disgusting. But the facts are these. Jimmy Kimmel, no, that's not facts. I wrote down facts. It's not facts. The fact is Aaron Rodgers went after Jimmy Kimmel yesterday about something that isn't factual. At least we don't know. Who is going to be on the flight logs to Epstein's Island? Did you see this? Did you see that Bill Clinton is now walking around like Vincent the Chin? Back in the days of the mob where Vinny the Chin walked around in his bathrobe acting crazy to avoid prosecution? Well, Bill Clinton is now walking around with a mask and looking like he's 110 years old with old wide-hip Hillary at his side. So they're faking it. They're getting ready. But the list is supposedly going to come out any time now. And guess what? Aaron Rodgers is hoping that Jimmy Kimmel is on that list. There have been rumors that Kimmel is on the list. There have been rumors that Kimmel is one of the people on the list. None substantiated. I don't buy nothing that I see on the internet until it's fact, until it's released. And right now, nothing that I'm going to believe has been released. Kimmel nervous. Rodgers attacking. Here's Aaron Rodgers on Jimmy Kimmel.
This has something to do with the Epstein list that came out?
Feels like.
That's supposed to be coming out soon.
Look, this guy's been waiting in his wine cellar. Yeah. I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't
happen. All right. Obviously, a clip from this particular program was run on Jimmy Kimmel's show whenever Aaron brought up the list, and then Jimmy mocked him for it. Mm-hmm. Aaron has not forgotten about that, but here we are, sitting right in front of that nice bottle of scotch. Mm-hmm. What do you say? I'm waiting to celebrate something.
Oh, yeah.
He's been waiting
That's
for
the one.
You've been waiting for
Hey, I'll tell you what, if that list comes out, I definitely will be popping some sort of bottle.
Jimmy Kimmel responded. Here's Jimmy Kimmel's response. Very clever from Jimmy Kimmel. Dear Ace Hole, Kimmel wrote, for the record, I've not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality. Your reckless words, and this is the liberal talking point, put my family in danger. Keep it up, and we will debate the facts further in court. Well, Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's sad. Jimmy Kimmel has made a lifetime of making fun of people. Jimmy Kimmel has made an absolute glorious living making fun of others, putting on blackface, dressing as Karl Malone, assaulting women, talking about pedophiles on various shows. And now Jimmy Kimmel's a little angry because somebody uses a national platform to come back at him. Oh, the horror. Oh, the horror, Jimmy. It is amazing how these media guys, boy, they can dish it out. But, man, they can't take it. Greg Doyle, our punching bag here at Don't At Me, oh, my God, he rips everybody. I came back at him. Oh, he cried. He wrote an article where he got so mad that he actually admitted to being an adulterer. He admitted his adultery. That's how mad these guys get. Another writer, Stephen Holder, I got him so mad he dropped F-bombs on national radio. Other guy, Zach Kiefer, got so mad because I would criticize him that he literally, and I'm being literal here, wrote a mean post on Twitter with tears. He was crying when he did it, his friends told me. These dudes do not like anybody coming back at them at all. They want carte blanche. They think of themselves as exempt. Sure, they can rip on people, but rip on them, and the tears start a-flowing. And when I read Jimmy Kimmel's response, I'm going to tell you, I believed him. I got a hard time believing that Jimmy Kimmel was dumb enough, well, not dumb enough, was on flights. Let's put it that way. I have a hard time. Now, people are saying he doth protest too much. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I'd do the same thing. I mean, I'd be like, hey, never did it. Wouldn't do it. Now, nobody's going to sue nobody because really what Aaron Rodgers said wasn't anything, and it certainly did not put Jimmy Kimmel's family in any type of danger. It didn't put Jimmy Kimmel's family in nothing. What it did was it said what many people have said on the internet and other places, that maybe Jimmy Kimmel was there. And if you're going to pop bottles because Jimmy Kimmel's there, then I want to know from you, who do you want to see on the flight log? I'll give you two. I would love for Doyle to be on there. I would love for Dan Wolken to be on there. I think that'd be funny as hell. I mean, it's a sad situation, but I would pop bottles if Doyle was on there. I'd pop bottles if Wolken was on there. Just two dirt bags. But anyway, what are you going to do? I don't anticipate it. But if Jimmy Kimmel is on there, that, my friends, is going to be something. Hey, did you see this? Sign stealer Connor Stalions was all over the Rose Bowl. He was sitting there watching the game. He had shaved his head. He looked all Connor Stalions-ish. Good for him, man. Look, you got to live your life. I don't know that this guy has done anything other than save Jim Harbaugh's career. I don't think he did. I mean, all he did was steal some signs. I don't think there's a federal investigation. The NCAA may come in, and he may never be able to work as a college football coach again, but what does he care? I'm sure they paid him off. Let's go blue. Got roses around his neck. I guarantee you when Connor Stalions walks into a bar in Pasadena or L.A. and Michigan people are there, he's getting pat on the back and he's getting drinks for free. He saved Jim Harbaugh. He did. And good for him. Hey, look, to the victor go the spoils. All right, the story yesterday, it came out, and it's all white people's fault. That's right. Whitey bad. Now, Claudine Gay was the president of Harvard, making $900,000 a year. Claudine Gay got up in front of Congress and absolutely made a jackass of herself. She would not disavow anti-Semitism. Her arrogance protruded through the television screen and hit me in the face. Her stupidity did as well. Now, that's not a white person's problem. That's a Claudine Gay Harvard problem. The president of Penn did the same thing, the president of MIT, all very smug, very arrogant, and very chicken blank women. What did Penn do? They reacted quickly. They fired her. What did MIT do? Nothing yet. What did Harvard do? Well, all you got to do is look at Claudine Gay, and you would know what Harvard did. Last thing in the world they wanted to do was fire Claudine Gay, an African-American woman. But here's what they did. They started investigating. Things came out. She, ladies and gentlemen, decided, well, I'm going to resign. Sweetheart deal, still gets to teach there. Oh, man, what a crew they got there at Harvard. Between here and the former mayor of Chicago, Ucha Capesta, my eyes are burning. Anyway, all of this came out. All of it came out, the plagiarism. In fact, it's come out that Claudine Gay was not even qualified for the job. Now, that ain't a white person's problem. In fact, I would argue that white people gave in and hired her. But you know what we're seeing? White supremacy at its best. Why is it white supremacy that a white woman got fired at Penn for the same thing. Actually, there's three things here. There's being anti-Semitic or not disavowing anti-Semitism, not disavowing it in front of Congress. That's one. Two, by not disavowing it, you embarrass one of America's elite institutions. In fact, you could argue those three institutions, Penn, are among the top five. Penn, MIT, and Harvard are among the top five institutions in the country, if not the world. And each president embarrassed the institution. Now, here's the deal with that. When you are in this situation, as a president of a university, you have trustees, you have donors. She embarrassed those trustees. She embarrassed those donors with her actions at Harvard. She infuriated the sane student body, not the pro-Hamas student body, not the agitators of Jewish kids student body, the sane student body. The student body that got into Harvard because they're smart, not because they're woke or have some kind of affiliation. The sane student body. She's been the president for 6 months and 2 days. Now, 40 examples of plagiarism. There were doubts of her ability to respond and be a leader. You couldn't be a leader. Faculty at Harvard and other places are very smart. They're not dumb. As I return to the faculty and to the scholarship and teaching that are the lifeblood of what we do, I pledge to continue working alongside you to build a community we all deserve. She also blamed it on racism. Of course she did. It's Whitey's fault. Whitey doesn't love you. Academia doesn't love you. That's what I hear. They don't love us. They don't love us at all. Really? How about you don't plagiarize? How about you get the job legit? How about you stand up against anti-Semitism? You didn't. The white professor at where? UPenn, Ivy League, didn't. Now there's 6 new plagiarism charges. And yet, Harvard gave this lady a golden parachute. Harvard said, hey, here's the deal. We'll give you $900,000 and we'll let you teach. She should be away from the institution. If Harvard had real sack, and they don't because I'll explain in a minute, they would be getting her out on the last train. Goodbye. Adios. Hasta la vista. La noche. But here's what happened. Natasha S. Alford. What happened to Claudine Gay is a playbook they, meaning Whitey, will follow again and again. They will do whatever it takes to undermine, humiliate, and unseat black people in positions of power they don't want there. All right. Well, guess what? It's not just about removing this black woman Harvard president. They want to send a warning shot to any black person who dares come next, be afraid, and to think twice. Yeah? Really? So how do you explain then getting rid of the white professor over the same thing? How do you explain it? Is that racism too? Should we just blame black people for that? I mean, the level of stupid is not surprising. It's not. I wish it were. But the grifters are all out. One guy went as far as to say, they must hire a black woman president immediately. Why? Okay, go get Candace Owens. I don't know. She's smarter than Claudine Gay. I heard Claudine Gay speak. I was at Harvard's graduation. Great speakers at Harvard's graduation. 2 were awful. Claudine Gay, you get up there, and there are students that are speaking that are fantastic, although it's a bit, it's really kind of funny. But anyway, the former president was unbelievable. Everybody in that place was so impressive except Tom Hanks and Claudine Gay. And no, I'm not just throwing a white guy in there. Tom Hanks' speech made my stepdaughter and all her friends go, yeah, I don't know what this is about. Yeah, who the hell knows what this guy's talking about? It was idiotic. And Claudine Gay, when she got up there, you're like, really? Really? This is the president of Harvard? The previous president, some white man, was awesome. Now, you don't like it, but he was. everybody there, you could tell, had a connection to him. Everybody at Harvard, you could tell, felt like, well, this is a DEI hire that's going to go bad. A lot of people on that campus, and I listen. It's what I do. And a lot of people are like, yeah, this ain't going to go well, including some of the girls that I talked to. I don't think Claudine, in fact, I know Claudine Gay was not that respected at all on campus. But she got to be the president. Why? I don't know. You tell me. Ibrahim, our guy, Ibrahim X. Kendi, whose real name is like Henry Rodgers. Racist mobs, Ibrahim says, won't stop until they topple all black people from positions of power and influence who are not reinforcing the structure of racism. No, you're reinforcing anti-Semitism, Henry. That's what she did. She plagiarized, Henry, which you can't do in the academic world. What these racist mobs are doing should be obvious to any reporter who cares about truth or justice as opposed to conflicts or cliques. Really? The Hodge twins said, hey, bruh, she got caught red-handed, plagiarizing his papers. Race ain't got nothing to do with it. These two are African American. Why do people have to keep race hustling and playing the weak-ass victim card? That's exactly right. Libs of TikTok. She's a serial plagiarist. Why are you bringing racism into this? Because it's all Ibrahim Henry Rodgers has. What else do you got? See, here's what race hustlers do. They look. They look, and then they pray. They're like a snake. Where can we go? Where's the next hustle? Where's the next? Oh, here it is. And then they pray on it. Ibrahim, my ass, your name is Henry Rodgers. Hey, Henry, how are you? Having a nice day today, Henry? Good. Drive you nuts. Hey, next, MIT, white woman. Get rid of her ass. See, I'm not racist. I said get rid of Whitey's ass. But I just laugh at all this stuff. This stuff is so ridiculous to me. Can you imagine a woman like the woman at Penn, didn't stand up against anti-Semitism, embarrassed her school, is a known plagiarist, and people say she got fired for race when a white woman at Penn got fired for 2 of the 3. Not even the plagiarism part. The woman at Penn actually had the credentials to be the president of Penn. The woman at Harvard had nothing but skin color, short hair, Urkel glasses. The resignation, Jalan Alexander, M.A., the resignation of Dr. Claudine Gay is a reminder that white people, particularly white men, do not like highly educated black women in powerful positions. Yeah, it is. We are watching white people regress. Yes, we're regressing. We're demanding that you not plagiarize. We're demanding that you not embarrass your institution. We're demanding, we should all be demanding, that you, well, seems simple, denounce anti-Semitism. We are watching white people regress in real time and bully black and marginalized people in higher education. All right. Some guy, so you're saying black people should be allowed to commit the academic equivalent of fraud, get away with it, when no one else can. That is racist. Yeah, the court of public opinion will squash this very quickly. The race hustlers are not, absolutely not getting away with it. They're hustlers. They're race hustlers. They're going to get their little group, have their little speech, talk about how bad white people are. Here's the deal. Here's what you want. In this case, what people want is equal. Everybody wants equal treatment, but special. When you get equal treatment, you get fired just like the white person did. Period. But you want special. Claudine Gay supporters want special. We want equal. We should be the president of Harvard. You got it. She got fired. Same institution, different place, Penn and Harvard, same institution. But we want special. All right. Well, you didn't get special. I don't know what to tell you. You want equal but special? Yeah, you got the equal. And we tried to tell you all along, equal's great, but it ain't as great as you think. It's not. But you can't have equal and special. Well, yeah, but we shouldn't be fired even though we're anti-Semitic, we're chicken shit, we're afraid, no, we shouldn't be fired. Only the white person should be. Yeah, well, that ain't the way equal works, bro. It ain't the way equal works. Mark Spears is a guy I really dislike. I had him on my show one time, and I thought he was a jackass. So Mark Spears is a writer, and they gave him some award. He's not a writer of any distinction, but they gave him some award. I don't know, some award. Mark Spears is now claiming that a San Francisco store racially profiled him. Now, the store apologized, but apparently did nothing wrong. Spears said, I do want to let you know, well, Spears was asked if he could use a restroom. They said, the police station is across the street. Spears took that as an affront. As a black man, you're sending me to the police station, and the customer said, yeah, they won't arrest you. Spears, of course, made a deal about it. Spears said, they're racially profiling me. All right. Well, the store said this. I do want to let you know that we send all patrons across the street to the gas station, our police station, to use the bathroom. Station doesn't seem to mind, as we sent folks across the street to the grocery on the corner. But it became too much for them to handle. Understandably, the police station is open and welcoming. Since there isn't a public restroom nearby, this was not directed to you personally. I do see how it could have been misrepresented, but I promise that was not the case. What they should tell Spears is stick it. Spears said, thanks for the police station explanation. Although the words are about not getting arrested, didn't sit well. Also, another issue with being racial profiled as a whole upon entering. Well, he never specified that. Yeah, good for Spears. It's like Shaq Leonard. Shaq Leonard a few years ago at a Chipotle when it was all at the height of being, everybody's racially profiled, came with that. I was racially profiled, made a video. People started asking questions. You know what happened? Shaq Leonard shut that thing down really fast. Hey, Mark Spears, you walked into a store, the bathroom's at the police station. You don't understand, Doc. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. We all do. We all understand. You can't wait. I mean, that gives you cred. See, being racially profiled or something like it gives you gravitas. We all know this. Nobody wants to say it, but they pay me to say things that are truth. But I will also preface it, I don't like Mark Spears. Yeah, I don't know him. Came on my show, I'm like, didn't know anything. Typical guy, typical NBA media, didn't know anything, was trying to be hip. Yeah, we had to shut him down. Yeah. I tell you who else I don't like, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett, there's a scandal going on in Pittsburgh. And Kenny Pickett, the starting quarterback. Kenny Pickett apparently said, I'm not backing up Mason Rudolph. Well, that's according to the fattest, dumbest, biggest slob in media. A big fat buffoon named Mark Madden. Mark Madden is a Pittsburgh legend. Mark Madden has never broke a story in his life. He's just a big, fat, shirt-stained, with pizza, whatever he's had that day, loudmouth, cowardly buffoon. That's it. I was just told that Pickett 100% refused to be the backup. That the Steelers writers know, but they won't write. If Mark Madden says it, you just don't believe it. I get it. Pittsburgh likes the guy, but he's just a big, ridiculous, slovenly, lazy loser. And I'm giving him pub. And good for Mark Madden, because that's the kind of pub Mark Madden desires. That's the only kind of pub Mark Madden can get. Never been a player, never been a coach, never wiped his ass on a field, never did nothing. But Mark Madden knows, and he's standing by his story. Okay, great. Wonderful. If Mark Madden says it, I ain't believing it. Kenny Pickett has come out and said, yeah, it's not true. Yeah, it's not. Nah, there's nothing true about that. Nah, that's crap. And look, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know whether it's true or not, But I do know this. If Mark Madden says it, chances are it ain't true. And chances are he's the happiest slob in America right now because his slovenly ass gets to sit at home and people are actually talking about him. And that's it. That's the only thing that Poss wants, is people to talk about him in some way, shape, or form. Look, if Kenny Pickett did that, tough look for him. I mean, I wouldn't respect him. You know, we all got to be backups at some point. I mean, we all, when you get injured, I always think the coach that says you can't lose your job when you're injured. All right? All right. That's fine. I don't know what side of it. I don't care what side of it. I just know this. I wanted to take this time to say what the world knows, and that Mark Madden is a bad guy, period. Maybe we're going to be sued for that. You do you, Mark. You do whatever it is you think you do, big boy. Now, people are coming out and, other guys are saying Kenny Pickett opens his availability this morning by saying the rumors that he refused to dress against Seattle if he wasn't starting aren't true. Here's Kenny Pickett.
Hopefully this answers a lot of things before it gets started. I saw reports out there that I feel like we're attacking, my character and how I am as a person, not even getting into a player standpoint of it. There was no talk of me being a backup quarterback this week in terms of being a 2. If I was healthy enough to play and the trainers and coaches felt like I looked good enough to play, I was going to start and play. If they believed that I was not, which they believed I was not going to dress and suit up for the game. So whoever reported that, I don't know where it started. It's kind of crazy what people will write and put out there to try to, prove their point or help their standpoint or their careers and what you guys do. But, disappointing to see that without any proof or basis of it. So this week I'm now the 2. They feel good 4 weeks out of the surgery for me to dress and be the 2. So I will be the 2 and do what I have to do to be ready to go for Baltimore. So if there's any other questions about that, I feel like I answered it pretty good there. If there's anything else, is there any Baltimore questions that we get on the Baltimore?
So you never had any say in whether you wanted to be the 2 or the...
No, I feel like I answered very clearly there. It was either I was going to start and play, or if they didn't think I was.
Well, I got to tell you, I wish I cared. I don't. And, Pittsburgh, everybody's singing Mike Tomlin's praises. Good for them. They had a winning season. Yay, Rod, go fight, win. But the fact of the matter is simply this. Pittsburgh stinks. Hey, a story has erupted. After throwing a touchdown pass, Quinn Ewers, now this is in the Sugar Bowl, Quinn Ewers decided to do the same gun celebration that we saw John Morant do. Of course, the Twitter crowd is crying racism. Racism, I say, saying that Ewers got away with the hand gesture only because he's white. All right, well, there's the hand gesture, and it will show you Morant's, whatever the hell, John Morant's hand gesture too. And, I guess, I don't know. I asked some people, is this like the new thing? How they used to bow and arrow? They used to do all these things. Yeah, I don't know. But what I do know is this. Quinn Ewers has never been suspended for flashing a Glock. Quinn Ewers has never been suspended for hitting a little kid or a 17-year-old. Quinn Ewers has never been suspended for having his people flash a gun underneath Memphis's gym at Pacer personnel. So if Quinn Ewers wants to pull out a hand and act like he's shooting, God bless him. Until he shows up in a rap video with some fat little kid singing rap songs, flashing iron, with one in the hole, as the fellas say, then I don't want to hear about it. Because Quinn Ewers, if that's racism in your mind, good. Just shows how stupid you are. But if Quinn Ewers does get arrested for gunplay, if Quinn Ewers does get arrested for having guns involved in anything that he does, and he makes a gun gesture, then I'll rip him, just like we should rip John Morant. I mean, John Morant, I don't know. I didn't rip anybody because I don't know if that's a gun gesture. I don't know what that is, and I don't care. Make all the gestures you want. Just don't be in videos with your strap on with one in the hole. Don't do it. It's not wise. It costs you millions. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it does. It costs you millions. Millions, I say. And why do you need to cost yourself millions? But if that's racism, good for you, man. Hey, Dakich, you don't think anything white people do is racism. Well, I certainly don't think Claudine Gay being fired had anything to do with racism. I think Claudine Gay getting hired had to do with racism. And I certainly don't think criticizing a guy who has been suspended and actually is very lucky, I've been told, that he does not have charges filed against him and John Morant making a gun thing, as opposed to Quinn Ewers, who's never had any of it making a gun thing. I don't think that's racism to say, I don't care about Quinn Ewers, but if I were John Morant, I'd be a little smarter than that. And if that's racism, God bless you. No, seriously, God bless you. Hey, I want to go back. I want to go back to Aaron Rodgers. Couple of things with Aaron Rodgers. Can we play what Aaron Rodgers said? And I want to ask you this. Is there anything here? Like, I understand anybody can sue anybody. You can wake up in the morning, and I'm looking at Keyshawn Johnson right there and say, I don't like his tie. He stole that tie from an appearance I did, and you can sue him. You can do whatever you want with that, okay? But the fact of the matter is there anything here that Aaron Rodgers says about Jimmy Kimmel that you would say is slander? Let's give a listen before we go to break.
This has something to do with the Epstein list that came out.
Feels like.
That's supposed to be coming out soon. That's supposed to be coming out soon.
Look, this guy's been
There's
waiting in his wine cellar.
Yeah.
I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
All right. Obviously, a clip from this particular program was run on Jimmy Kimmel's show whenever Aaron brought up the list, and then Jimmy mocked him for it. Aaron has not forgotten about that, but here we are, sitting right in front of that nice bottle of scotch. What do you say? I'm waiting to celebrate something.
Oh, yeah. Something
He's been waiting
That's
for
the one.
He's been waiting for
Hey, I'll tell you what, if that list comes out, I definitely will be popping some sort of bottle.
I don't see where there's anything there that Jimmy Kimmel can get mad about. Let's show Kimmel's response on Twitter, where Kimmel says that his family is in jeopardy. That's like a liberal talking point, right? Everything that anybody does is putting us in jeopardy. Not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brained wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality. Your reckless words put my family in danger. Okay. Keep it up, and we will debate the facts further. I put a post up last night that basically said this: Jimmy Kimmel loves dishing it out, but he certainly cannot take it. Got over 1 million views. I'm just out here doing my thing. Got over like 1.4 million views. People understand, and people are tired of folks like Jimmy Kimmel. You're just tired of it. They make fun every night. I used to like Letterman, but I stopped because I felt like Letterman got too angry every night. I felt like Letterman was always just nasty, angry. I don't need that action. Why would I need that action in my life? Just release the flight logs and the nonsense and watch the media not cover Bill Clinton, not cover Obama, not cover Gates, not cover any of these guys if in fact their names are on there. People think it's going to be a big deal. I think it's going to be much ado about nothing. They'll bitch about Donald Trump, but it is on record that Donald Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago, did not associate once he found out what he was doing. I don't know what's true. I don't know what's not true. What I do know is let's get these names out. You got people dead, Epstein dead, Maxwell going to be dead. You got all kind of crap. Just get the names out and let's see what happens. Seems like if you are sex trafficking young women and the people that did it, Epstein and Maxwell, go to jail for it, seems like the dudes that had the sex with the young women, participated in the trafficking, and, well, quite frankly, should go to jail as well.